MySpace is starting to make a comeback.
Well, maybe I'll start, if I can, maybe I'll start streaming on MySpace. Who the fuck knows? But anyway. Hello, guys and gals, and welcome to the theater. The surgical theater, of course. I am your physician of the evening, Dr. Wolfenstein, and it is my pleasure to welcome you to tonight's show. However, first and foremost, of course, we would like to thank our friends over at Tri-Peak Goods for being awesome people and for giving out fun products. Yes, we are #not sponsored by eggs.
Eggs.
However, apparently there is a brand new holder. And I don't say apparently, but there is. Duck egg holder. So, he did unleash a quail egg holder a while ago for those of you who enjoy the smaller and finer things in life. Your quail-covered scallops, as it were.
So the ostrich egg holder for those ones who like the big things in life. Wink.
It's on its way. The problem he has with the ostrich egg holder is the fact that he has to get an ostrich egg. And actually, wait, he has it. It's out. Yeah, I see it. I am looking at it. God, ostrich eggs are huge. I keep forgetting that.
That's what she said.
But
size doesn't matter until it does.
Exactly.
However, if you enjoy duck eggs or have ducks and eat duck eggs, then there is a duck egg holder just for you. And many countries in the world do eat a lot more duck than chicken eggs, or so I've been told.
Dude, duck eggs are delicious.
I don't disagree with you. I just haven't had much reason to get them. And of course, if you want something for the little chillins, he's got the baby shark wooden puzzles. With the baby shark, the mama shark, and the daddy shark. Although, I'm pretty sure in shark species, females are bigger than males.
I believe that to be the case. Yeah. A lot of reptiles, a lot of fish.
Yep.
Prefer the bigger females.
I mean, I am all for the Amazonian.
Of course, we also have the dinosaur wooden puzzles, like the Triceratops. And we have the little Stegosaurus wooden pull car. You know, in case you want something fun. But anyway, definitely go check out Tri-Peak Goods. Definitely go check out the Bearded Bard on TikTok and his other social media platforms. He's fantastic. He's a great guy. And I just still super love the Grofnar. The Barbarian skits that he did on TikTok. Those are still some of my favorite D&D TikToks. However...
were you going to say that was one of your favorite tits?
I mean, you know, everybody loves the titties, man.
He was just frothing at the mouth to see him.
It's what makes Hooters better than every other chicken wing place ever. Because they have the titties. Like some of all of them.
Which is another amazing skit. Thank you, Food Wars.
Yes, Food Wars on TikTok. Definitely go check out that skit and that guy. And he is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I gotta say, he sold me on that.
Also, remember Taco Bell. That is not your slogan, bitch! But anyway, another fantastic TikTok channel. White Hill should be on TikTok more often. I don't think Callie's phone is good enough to run TikTok as her excuse.
Hey, that is actually true, sadly.
One day we will all
that's not even an excuse, that's just... Well,
I just love
is...
you...
Listen, you know how I was saying size doesn't matter? Well, it does when it matters to phones. I need to be able to put my phone in my pocket, not have to carry it around in a purse.
I mean, that's true enough. But at any rate, we are short one Matt and one Eric, but I still have the majority of my crew. So we will still continue on, and welcome to the Wildlands. Today's episode is titled Wanderer Down the Road. And so, when last we left off, our explorers, brave I have yet to determine, but explorers nonetheless, arrived on the Slave Isle in the town of, well, I believe this particular town was called Slaves Port. And they discovered very quickly that they don't like this place. They don't like anything about it. Blackbird Village. That's right. Blackbirds, also known as the slave birds, and yes, this is real bird facts I looked up, is they are often referred to as slave birds. And they, of course, met with slave speaker Riki Tavi, a mongoose Mapatch, or Mapetch, who was basically running the town. And
yes, he's a Guzman.
Yes. He introduced to them the ideas and some of the laws of the slave isle and isles that they would have to abide by, including the laws of all the slaves as well as laws of all the nest.
So the nest, yeah.
The nest laws are actually very simple and straightforward, not too unlike many other countries in the world. The slave laws are quite harsh and designed to remind the poor slaves exactly what they are in nest society. However, Riki Tavi, very much an anti-slave gentleman, is unfortunately bound by the fact that the nest will kill them all. And he even indicated that the last time the sovereign's troops landed on the slave isle is exactly what happened. The entire island was murdered just because enemies were there. So he has decided to suffer in relative silence for the sake of everyone. You also, of course, met a Leonin paladin who worshipped the god known as Lion, the Great King. And he is born of slaves, but is not a slave himself. So there is a way out for people, which is hopeful in its own way. At any rate, they soon decided to get the fuck out of town, as their Minotaur, Tyrdor, was having none of it!
And immediately got us lost. Anyway.
Us lost. Pshaw. We found dinner.
And upon getting lost, quote unquote, they arrived at a little pond. Or actually, no, they arrived at the bend in the river, much farther along than where they were supposed to be. And set up camp, being attacked by creatures they had never seen before.
So we should have been like here, and he got us like here?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. You guys are right up here. And so, you guys have settled down, the night has gone by uneventfully. Watches have been taken. Some of you are not required to sleep, including a giant cat and a spaceman. Or Aetherman.
We had a nice meal of velociraptor jerky.
Yep. And velociraptor steaks. And now the sun is coming up over the horizon.
Best meal we ever ate. Velociraptor tartare served on rations.
Velociraptor tartare.
Served on hardtack.
You know what? We found this wild radish. We're gonna grade some of that. Anyway. Good cat.
As you all wake up for the morning, you all hear music coming from down the road. Although the road is actually a path that's actually a trail. But
that's actually a dragon.
And
the road is actually a path, is actually a dragon. Oh.
As you hear it, you then hear a strange humming.
Okay, for a second I thought you put on The Wanderer, and I was going to be so confused.
The song that is hummed and the song that is being played on the instrument do not match.
Oh, it is. God.
Right. As
why not both meme?
As May finishes their long rest, she just goes, good morning, everyone. Not looking at any of you.
So you're alive? Oh, the cat is very happy about that. Very happy.
Let me just see what I got. Okay, I have America's ass on retainer.
Auria is just bobbing to the beat that can be heard. Like, full body bobbing.
And you do hear this music, and it is getting steadily louder. And then the song begins to be whistled. Oh, damn it. I don't think my mic will pick up the whistle. God damn it. My mic will not pick up the whistle. Fuck.
But I will say this. One upside of me being on Jinx's computer is we have the good mic.
Mike. One thing that you guys also do notice, there's also whistling coming from May.
Are you whistling?
You have no idea how. Yeah, he is, and you have no idea how.
However, eventually, the tree line parts, and a rooster appears. The rooster has a guitar.
You son of a...
You're not sure how a guitar emits all those sounds, but it does. And the rooster kind of tilts his head. Oh, hey there, everyone.
Darling.
I must admit I didn't expect to see any people like yourselves. Sorry, where are my manners? Allow me to introduce myself. I am Rocky Adale. It's all good to meet you.
By the way, I'd like to point the fact that the two beings anatomically incapable of whistling.
Yes, the guitar is whistling, but at this point...
I mean, technically, the guitar was playing a lot of sounds that can't be produced by guitars.
So, that is my assumption.
Hello, darling.
I just immediately saw the reference and I hate you for it. I love you, but I hate you.
Yeah.
Oh, you've only seen one of the references. There are actually two in here, bitch.
His name is Rocky Adele?
Rocky Adale, yes.
Adele, okay. Rocky Adele. Yes, I set fire to the rain. Anyway.
And allow me to show you a picture of this fantastic boy. It was provided to us by the Hermit Vendor. I am not claiming any license for these photos, and if there is an artist label in the photo, I will keep it in. Mr. Rocky.
I mean,
I love him.
That is one fabulous cock. Just saying. Okay, so jokes aside.
1 sec, I need to go ahead and add that into the...
I immediately go up to him. I was like, hello, darling.
Where's the quote?
I put my head to my chest. I am Zora's Mayhem. You can call me May.
Well, he looks you up and down. Well, Mr. May, it's good to meet you, and might I say that you look like you might know your way around a tune or two.
Well, they just looks around themselves like drum, like hanging off the hip, a lyre, the lute off the back.
Oh yeah.
I believe you are mistaken, sir.
I like you. And he looks to the rest of you. Well, howdy there, folks. Again, Rocky Adale at your service. They call me Rocky the Rhode Island Wanderer.
I love the fact that this cock and I just went in like, yeah, we're best friends now.
Yep. And he walks over and sits on a nearby stump of a tree. So, I recognize some of you, and he kind of glances to Auria. And who might the rest of you be?
As soon as he glances at me, I'm going to be holding out a piece of the Velociraptor jerky.
He takes it.
Well, I am Meredith, and this is the old cat. And the old cat was... What was that? No, we don't do that to our guests. No, bad cat. Bad cat. As you see the kitten, giant cat, kind of roll over and just give her a kind of lazy, like, are you for reals, lady? The old
Rocky-
cat says that you would be delicious, but we've already fed him twice.
You see Rocky just kind of tilts his head. Well, I mean, that's a good idea, feeding animals when they're hungry. But also...
Oh, he's not hungry. He doesn't even need the food. He just likes food.
Again, he tilts his head the other way. Ah, well, I mean, whatever soothes, I guess. So what are y'all doing so far from the road? I know why I'm here, but why are you here?
We followed a lost bull.
Meredith just points at
Everyone just looks at Theodore. I believe our guide was quite misguided. I just take up my drum.
He nods his head. Ah, yeah. Well, in fairness to your friend, the road definitely is never right. It used to be one of my it was the gig of my father to walk the roads and remind people where they were. After all, that was the only kind of paving they ever got, was him walking along them. But when he died in the last culling, as they call it, well, he stopped his wandering. And I was just lucky enough to survive.
Well, sir, I'm glad you survived. Condolences for your father.
Indeed. But he didn't suffer nothing. Cullings are usually quite quick. But old Alan Adale, yep, he's no longer strumming along, so I whistle his tune while I strum along on my own. But anyway, enough sad sap. So, if you're lost, I can help you find the road, and I can take you down to the logging camp. That's where I was headed, after all.
Where were we
trying
to go again?
So,
The logging camp.
Yeah. Oh, yes, we are directed that way, actually.
Well, fantastic. I'm happy to lend a talent to those in need.
you might say you're talented in that. Oh, cat, good joke.
I look at Meredith, impressed.
He picks 3 chords on his guitar, and you hear a doo-doo followed by a guitar twing.
I kind of tilt my head like that, like I'll usually do, almost going fully upside down as I look over at our cat and coward. You really had to claw your way up from that one, didn't you?
I don't get it. And you see the cat roll its eyes.
You could say it's a catastrophic circumstance.
Oh, lordy lord.
I'm sorry, we really do enjoy kitting around here.
Oh, it's funny
Okay.
because it's a mess.
Okay,
Oh wait,
before
no,
the
it's
go-
funny
before the-
because
Okay, let us continue before the gods decide to rain boulders upon us.
Well, I mean, there's only 1 or 2 gods who you might have to worry about doing that, and in all honesty, not many of them have much authority here in Nest, unfortunately.
I am talking about the supreme deity called Dr.JWolfenstein.
Never heard of him.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
However, I will suggest that if you happen to know of Hawk, the Great Flyer, keep that shit to yourself. Hawk is unwelcome in Nest.
Got it. Make sure we don't hawk our knowledge.
Seems to be a bit ironic.
Well, see, Hawk is the god of freedom, and
Oh,
he has no
Got
place in the Nest.
it does seem a little at odds with the way, well, you know, they,
oh, the slavery. Yes.
oh yeah, that too.
Well, indeed.
She smiles.
However, allow me to escort you down the road as get down on it proper. Would you care to join along?
Sure thing, my friend.
I'm just gonna start
take down the
whistling.
camp, and we will head on along our way.
I'm just gonna start whistling the tune that was being previously played.
And as he begins to walk, he begins to strum it along on his guitar. And again, you hear sounds from instruments that are not guitars, and they just happen to go along with the music. You're 100% certain it's the guitar. And it must be magic as shit. But that's about the only thing you know for sure.
I accompany as well a bit lightly, like doing a background track with my dust loop.
But he kind of smiles. So, you guys are from that fancy sovereignty, right?
Not in so many words. The sovereignty covers a wide variety of different areas, and some of those areas have cats. Like this one. She says, as if that explains the entirety of the sovereignty.
Yes, we are from the sovereignty. Some from multiple tribes, and you know, darling, variety brings conflict. Brings conflict, and sometimes conflict is fun.
I mean, of that, I'm sure some would agree with you. I prefer the peaceful life of just wandering around. I mean, that is...
No. You look like you could duel in a realm of music, yes? Sometimes battle it out.
Oh,
a little conflict is good.
I've never turned down a battle of the bands, don't get me wrong, but, or a bard battle, of course, but, you know, I've never been one for the conflict. I mostly prefer to wander around. I am Rocky the Rhode Island Wanderer, after all. Not the Rhode Island Battler or the Rhode Island Sitter.
What is that, old cat? Oh, well, the old cat says that in his youth he was quite the caterwauler himself.
I certainly believe it.
Cat. I just look at the cat like, old cat, no, you must tell me more.
What is that? You were looking for meat? He never found a meat. But he said quite the voice. He had collected so many trophies in his youth. Boots, other things. Somebody threw an iron to him. He got a whole iron.
Hold on. I just go near the cat, but not enough for it to swipe at me. I just put my hat out, like in frame of its head, see if it goes well.
Yeah. The hat. The cat is pretty big.
I have heard in the mainland somewhere, though I can't tell you where. I have heard legend of a cat wearing boots, and that killed an ogre. So I mean, I will say that it is impressive.
You heard it killed.
You see the cat nodding vigorously. Oh, he says that was him in a past life.
That don't surprise me none. You never know
he said
who you meet
boots
on the road.
And the cat waves its front paw, one of its front paws. Boots are bad for the claws, though.
Well, I imagine.
Well, I heard boots were good for walking, and that's just what they'll do.
They are indeed good for walking.
Well, maybe one day they'll walk all over you.
No, I hope not. No. That would be terrible. My outfit would get ruined. The cats would get ruined. It's just a terrible, terrible thing.
Rocky stops at a massive pond, and calling it a pond is generous, but calling it a lake would be inaccurate. And he gestures. Well, fill up your water in your canteens here. This source is a freshwater spring, but I wouldn't tarry too long.
Why so?
Well, we're not the only
wildlife here is
things
dangerous. That is fair.
And the closer you are to large water sources like this, the bigger it gets.
Oh. Fair. Also, Meredith, dear, when we set up camp again, we still have one thing to resolve.
That sounds like personal business. I'll stay out of it.
Oh, no. She simply asked me to make her fabulous.
Ah. Well, making someone fabulous shouldn't be all that hard. I mean, you do kind of sparkle. He says, gesturing at you.
Oh, thank you, as the eyes go from, like, the light blue to, like, bright burning white for a second.
I mean, it wasn't...
no, the color is pretty, but, The cat says you have not fur, so you are inferior.
Well, now that's just downright rude.
It kind of is. Apologize, cat. And the cat just, like, rolls his eyes.
Me and this cat have a vendetta. We'll resolve it later tonight. As I
I've
just
quickly
walk
come to
out of
find-
it.
I've quickly come to find that this cat is infuriating to most people.
He is a little bit grumpy. You know what? He didn't... You know, we moved him past his bedtime.
He must be
16
tired
hours plus.
He must be tired from sleeping 16 hours.
I do hear that too much sleep can make you very tired.
Very well. Let us continue on our way then.
Indeed. And sure enough, as he's walking away, you do hear the massive footsteps of some very large creature. But, thankfully, you leave. And
For the moment.
for the moment...
Can't you see he's the man? Can't you see he's the man? Let me hear you applaud.
However, as you guys continue on your way, he just kind of smiles. Well, I must admit that you are the strangest bunch of travelers I've ever seen on the road. But I tell you what, that's not a bad thing. After all, you never know what you're going to find on the road. It's one of the reasons I love to travel. But,
What is the strangest thing you found?
you guys, honestly.
Oh, well, unfortunately, and I do say it so with the deepest of regrets, you are not the strangest thing I ever found on the road.
Well, I should hope not. I'm a pretty straightforward kind of rooster. What you see is what you get.
I believe that it was a roadside inn, and I believe they came in. There was a noble that came here with a whore and a donkey. I have no idea what happened afterwards, but it was quite amusing.
I mean, I saw a mole take a donkey and a honeycomb into a brothel. I don't know what he did with either of them, but, I mean, I honestly don't know what a short fella like that's going to do with a jackass and a honeycomb. But you know what? At the same time, I'm kind of interested in the story. But I was just a young hatchling back then, and so my dad didn't exactly let me stay to hear it.
My daddy didn't have me say to hear it. I love this man. I love this rooster. Yeehaw!
Oh yeah, he has so many references all in one.
Yeah.
But, so tell me, where are you guys trying to get to besides, logging camp, besides the logger camp?
Well,
Everyone at
Into
same
the
time goes,
wildlands.
well...
our task is supposed to be categorizing things for the sovereignty. So, really, that's all we're looking for. Getting a layout of the land and making a little coin for doing so. Furthering relations and there's such tasks we are not suited for.
I see.
We also get to find what loot we can on the bodies that are left in the woods.
No, looting is generally against sovereignty. The contract. Generally.
Well...
I mean, your contract says that you can keep any loot you find on anybody who attacks you.
Yeah, but they have to attack us first.
Well, actually, Darling pulls out the contract, puts on glasses that he didn't have before. I minor illusion them. You see here.
You see here. But he just kind of smiles. Well, let me put it to you. Blunt like, Nest is not somewhere you want to stay. Nest is very much bird people first, foremost, and only. And if you're not a bird person or an avian of some description, you might just want to leave. I mean, I would love to leave, but the people around here need a little music. It's what brings them hope. It's what keeps the mundane day-to-day from driving them to distraction. People like it when I come to town.
Wise words. Wise words.
Quite noble of you, actually.
I mean, it was the job my daddy did, so it's the job I decided I would continue to do after his passing. And in all honesty, he kind of lifts up his ankle, and you actually see a slave brand on it.
Oh, really? Damn.
Yeah, I can't leave the Isle. I bought my own freedom years ago. Part of my playing music. But one of the stipulations was that I can't leave the Isles, and I have to boost morale, as it were. But so long as I stay on the island itself and continue to do what my daddy did, then I answer to no one.
Practically free, but not entirely free. I see.
Okay, guys. Just out of game really quickly. We about to perform a whole ass revolution just to free this rooster, right?
Well, not just for the rooster.
No. Just for the rooster.
At
Well,
least,
yeah, we have to
at
have
least
some
your
reason
character is
actual
on board with that now, though. That's the hilarious part.
No, my character is totally down with it.
Yeah. Right, it's just like it's evil, so therefore we should fix it, but, you know.
Right.
And the sovereignty won't complain if we weaken their enemies.
If at any point we can acquire your whole ass freedom, we will endeavor to do so, my friend.
I mean, you're welcome to try, but I honestly do not expect much. Still, I'm happy to do what I can for the people here. They need a little music to lighten their day, as mostly they don't have time to play music or learn an instrument themselves. Too busy working and what have you. But, I'll tell you this for free. It is a good thing I'm around because, well, there aren't any people like me. So, it's a good thing I'm
Musicians
here.
or roosters?
Mostly musicians.
So there's more roosters?
Oh yeah, there's tons of roosters.
Oh.
We are called the Gallus, and we are a classification of bird folk. And
Gala.
Gallus.
Galos. Got it.
Yep. And we are a classification of bird folk that span a wide variety of, well, birds, from roosters to chickens to ducks. I think even albatross technically qualify as Gallus. Though it's been a long time since I've done the actual head. But if you're looking for something, I could tell you a story I heard about the mainland.
That would be amusing. Why would? We are on the way. Sure.
So there was a civilization before, in what they call the primal times. The wildlands at one point was ruled by many, many creatures, and there was a great war that happened. Well, 2 such locations were kind of left alone. One is at the base of the Lupine Lands. It is a great forest in the dead center of what's called the Fangs, which are some of the more nasty of the mountain ranges here in the Wildlands, and you have to pass through them to get to the Lupine Lands. Now, granted, I've never been to the Lupine Lands, so I can't tell you much about them, other than what they're called. I can't even tell you why they're called that. My daddy knew, but I didn't. Anyway. So
I can fathom, I guess.
No, the Lupine Lands are far to the north and are the northernmost province of the Wildlands. But in the dead center, there is an old ancient forest where some of these beasties that you've seen here are larger than life. And let me tell you, as big as they get here, I heard they're even bigger on the mainland. And that is not an exaggeration.
I see what you did there.
And he actually strums his guitar and creates a minor illusion of a massive creature, although diminutive in scale. But it's a 2-legged creature with a massive head and very little arms, but a tail and a big ass mouth that looks like it could bite all of you in half, and not even notice it did it.
Oh yes. Oh yes. The legend of the Tyrannosaurus Rexius.
Anyway, these creatures are about, well, 2 of your Minotaur friend at least stacked on top of each other tall, and probably 3 or 4 Minotaur friends in length. They're big boys, and they are the guardians of that forest. So it's very hard to get in there. But rumor has it of an old arcane gate that used to connect this ancient empire, this ancient civilization, to outposts all around the Wildlands. And that it was during this primal time that this war broke out, and that they used these portals. But then something happened. They called it the reckoning, the sundering, the calamity, I don't know, some apocalypse. And it broke much of the Wildlands to pieces. And this empire was never seen again. The gate still stands, but no one has the magic or know how to light it. And not to mention the fact that getting into the forest and getting to this gate is its own task in and of itself. However, if your sovereign or sovereignty is looking for a place to call home, that would be my first recommendation. The second one would actually be south, on the what they call the Dead Island. The Dead Island was another fortress of this ancient empire, and it was connected by arcane gates. It's just south of the kingdom of grain and rice, and to the west of the Scaled Desert.
All right.
But I'm sure that you can find another gate there, and if you can connect it to your sovereignty, then you might be able to create a foothold here. And you won't find any shortage of allies who would oppose the nest, but lack the forces and the know-how and the coordination to, do anything. But you didn't hear that from me.
I see.
Who did you hear that from again?
I don't know.
Oh.
It's just stories and legends and, hearsay.
Object. I'm sorry.
But I would caution you, the Dead Islands are called the Dead Islands for a reason, and there's not a
Lots
lot
of undead?
not just on the island, but around it and in the water. You ever seen an undead shark?
I can imagine.
Well, I ain't never seen one either, but I was just wondering if you have.
Oh, the old cat says it's a shark with just the bones. He says it's less than delicious.
I blow a bit of magical energy that goes through my cracks for a minor illusion. And they're like a rotting shark.
Yeah, something like that.
chunks missing.
And apparently the water's full of them. It's one of the reasons why the Kingdom of Grain and Rice doesn't do any trade in the ocean. Or so the stories go.
How would normal undead Oh. Bigger sharks. Got it.
Well, many of them. Many sharks equal, lots of... And Meredith, does, a hand motion.
As I'm thinking, how would normal sharks disrupt ships? But I don't think that kingdom uses big ships, does it?
Oh, I don't know. The Kingdom of Grain and Rice has never used ships as far as I recollect. But then again, I don't recollect all that far.
Wonderful. Well, we have some new information now. How far to the logging camp, my friend?
Oh, not that long. Not that long at all. Keep your pretty pants on. You pay good money for them. You might as well wear them.
Well, they always stay on. Kinda don't need to sleep.
That must be a mighty useful thing. But most of us have to sleep. However, I hope you guys can fight. See, because
I'm sure keeping your pants on all the time is bad for the love life.
You know what, Tara? I kind of know that, but I have nothing down there.
Oh, like most men up in their heads.
Yes.
Well, hey now.
I said most. No need to get offended.
I was gonna say, I am being a kind gentleman and guiding you through and getting you unlost, and now you're back on the road, which you have been on the road for about 2 or 3 hours or so. And here I am, just being a nice fella out the goodness of my own heart.
Oh, this is delightful.
But I do hope you guys can fight, because when we get to the river crossing, you'll need to.
Well, as I'm pretty sure you yourself can muster some magic.
Oh, I can muster magic, but it's non-lethal.
I mean, you've been traveling these lands clearly by yourself. You'll have ways to deal with it. How do you get around said problem?
Well, see, my music can let me do a variety of things. I can be unseen. I can be multiple things. I can even make little... And he gestures to the illusion that he created and still hasn't dismissed. I can even create things like that. I mean, in all honesty, there's a lot of misdirection in my line of work. But, I mean, if I had to defend myself against bandits... And he kind of shrugs. Then I'd do something a little more interesting.
Well, we are two of the same mind, but also if things get close and personal, I've been walking with my cane this entire time. I just pick up the cane and just pull it a bit.
Well, now ain't that fun?
The cat rolls their eyes, like the idea of you being able to do anything is beyond them. They're just like, oh, it's a stabby.
Yes. It comes quite handy in parties when nobles are being mouthy.
Oh, I see.
I like it when nobles get mouthy. They usually don't keep much attention on their coin purse when they do.
Exactly, my friend. I do have a question, though, and he looks to you, May. Where did you go to school?
Well, taverns.
Ah. See, I'm very much on the road. I learned on the road, traveling the road, being the road. You get how it is.
I see how it is, my friend. I learned from ear. And when I could muster an instrument from, well, I'm going to be honest, stealing the fuck out of people. Because, you know, when you're born out of a magical explosion, you don't have anything in terms of family to support you.
I mean, that's fair.
But spend months in taverns roaming around, listen to the minstrels playing, and picked it up. Also, there's a couple of friends that helped, but they're not around a lot. As I look around to see if there's anyone, and I see the Avenger, which now is like a plate-clad paladin that is standing by the cat, looking at it. Is a plate-clad paladin that is looking at the cat and just going like playing with it.
The cat looks kind of annoyed more than anything, giving like a little, like, bat, but it can't. Being a cat, it doesn't just leave it alone either.
Yeah, like he's holding like the sword with the little strap, like to fasten it to the belt. He's like just doing that.
Yeah, messing with him.
I love the fact that only me and the cat can.
While I'm riding on Selfie, instead of actually riding in the saddle like a normal person, I'm sitting on Selfie's head.
The axe beak is just used to it now.
I mean, probably. But Rocky just kind of nods. Well, good thing, because here we are. And he gestures, and there is indeed a river. It is where the two rivers meet, and there is a bridge over it. And I would like everyone to roll me a perception check.
Right. As I go, wish me luck. To nowhere. I assume you know what I'm doing. Is the guidance? I also rolled a 10.
Sorry, was that for me too?
Yes, everyone.
Cool. Could we say it's a perception check. Yeah, could we say the cat is helping, or?
Yeah, cat can be helping.
Sure. Let's go with that.
Also rolls a 10. Oh no. Okay.
Oh yeah, no. Good kitty.
Altera and Meredith, you both. Actually, no, wait, hold on. Sorry, May, you as well. Everybody is able to see that there are 6 very large shapes in the water, and that the bridge has, like, over the years worn down to be at water level. And it is very... yeah.
Yes, we will carry them across bit by bit.
Hold on. Rocky, what are those?
Oh! They got a big fancy word. Basically, they're giant crocodiles.
You know what I was thinking you were gonna say? Hippopotamus. Hippopotamus.
No.
Oh, giant crocodiles. Dandy.
Oh, that's right. Dinosuchus. That's right. Dinosuchus.
Dinosuchus? Okay.
No, Dinosuchus.
Dinosuchus. Alright. Alright.
No, it's not Dino, it's Dino.
Apologies. Yeah. So, are those the crocodiles with the long ass snouts?
No, they are just giant prehistoric crocodiles.
Oh, okay. The horsediles. Okay, got it.
But anyway.
There's 6 of them?
Yeah, there's about 6 of them. Although you do note that there is like a large boulder in the water too.
Alright. We do have the cat. I know. Don't talk about like that about my mother.
The cat looks like honestly a little apologetic.
I'm kidding.
Didn't
I'm
mean to
kidding.
insult your mom, man.
I just look at the cat. I don't have a mother. You're fine. Pat, pat.
Looks a little
Okay.
sheepish. Yeah, insulting people's moms is a little too low.
Okay.
Be glad it's not one of them post-Suffuses, because those guys can get up and walk on land and are pretty nasty. Granted, they're slow as hell, but you don't need to be fast when you're armored monster.
So I'm assuming we can. I mean, I could easily, with a little distribution of the weight, carry everything over. Because I don't think anybody in the party is 200 plus pounds, are they?
Hold on.
I need to check the average weight of an axe beak.
Yeah,
You have
that's
an
what I
axe
was
beak in the
doing.
party.
Yeah.
I am 206 pounds with my equipment. 226.
226 with all your equipment?
Yeah.
So an axe beak is 500 pounds.
No.
So the axe beak is the only thing I don't... Because lift, drag, or carry... Yeah.
Hold on. I do have a solution for this.
Yes?
So you can carry everything across. Altera can fly across as well.
Mm-hmm.
But Altera, I would recommend you riding her.
Riding... Oh, the beast.
Yes.
Also, Mason, you might be muted.
Or did he go to the door?
How dare he? How dare he? But anyway, I mean, if you think you're able to get across without fighting, you certainly can.
Right. So, Meredith, you can start carrying. You can start carrying. An axe beak is capable of carrying 2 people, right?
Technically.
Okay. So Meredith, you can start carrying everyone. I'll stay behind with Altera.
Alright, so let me actually officially find out what the cat can carry here, just so we can...
A cat has a strength of 16 or something like that.
It's a 15? I guess if the target's grappled, they can carry up to 500 plus pounds. Which is silly, but that's the way the rules work.
He has a strength of 15?
Yep. Because lift, drag, or carry is double, because it's only medium size.
So he can normally carry 450? Because he's large?
No, the cat is actually medium.
Cat is medium?
All the flying sizes are medium, yeah.
Okay.
So
So he can carry 225 pounds.
Yeah, so it's 225, and it technically goes up by double if you grapple someone.
So yeah, 450.
Yep, 450. So as long as it's 450, the cat can technically grapple and carry.
Indeed.
Mason, you here?
Ah, he did step away.
Oh, you has pizza.
But
So, yeah, technically the cat could carry individually any one of us over.
Yeah. So yeah, the cat probably has to carry me as well, but I can make the axe beak go across without it being a problem.
how would you make the axe beak go across without it being a problem?
I pull out my DOS loot.
Ah.
I cast fly on the fucking axe beak.
There you go. That's great.
Yup. The Minotaur is the only chunky boy.
I can't fly on the fucking SB.
Yeah. So this is at least with multiple trips.
Yeah.
Yep. Between.
So,
Actually,
Wait, hold on. What did I miss?
You came to the bridge and there's a bunch of Deinosuchuses.
Oh, fun.
Oh, yeah. No, there's one other problem. You're not making it with a Zorlin.
How
heavy is Zorlin?
I hope this is a typo, but she is 1,525 pounds.
Yes, that is a typo.
That's gotta be a typo.
That is a typo.
Because, yeah, you can't be medium and weigh that much in TT.
I mean, you're thick, but not that thick.
Yeah, exactly. They're not large size, I don't think.
No, not technically.
No.
Although, wait, let me double check that. No, they're medium.
No, I mean, I'm looking like at a bugbear, which is on the high end. I think it's like 350 is on the high end.
Yeah,
400, 300. Yeah.
Ingemon is large, and he's like, what, 600 pounds?
Yeah, but Ingemon is large because of height, not large because of weight.
No, he's also large because of magic. And wild magic.
I
our
can't
other player
imagine
has a very
Zorlin.
bad habit of, like, double tapping zeros.
Yeah. But, at any rate, working under that assumption that has to be a typo, until otherwise stated, I will allow it.
So one person can ride on Selfie the X-Beak and fly across that way. I can fly myself across. We have a kitten that can fly.
And the cat
across.
can carry people. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. The cat.
Weirdly, as long as I'm not riding it, but as long as it grapples you, because D&D is silly.
Yeah. We just played the system.
Yeah, we just played the system, but yeah.
Anyway.
And that even, oh wait, does that include my horse? Hold on, let me take a look at what a draft horse weighs.
I'm sorry, you have a horse?
Yeah.
Yes, I do. It just has never really come up.
It never really came up about the Axe-Beak either. That's why I've just constantly mentioned it. So it's known to the
actually,
DM.
so that is a problem. I actually can't get the draft horse over either.
All right,
but you can using the Axe-Beak, I think. With large size, what's its strength?
But it has to sink its talons onto the fucking thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, grabbing the saddle.
How much does your horse weigh?
So it's 540 pounds, I believe.
So Selfie has a max carry weight of 420 pounds, and there's already 200 pounds of that taken up.
So 220. Well, yeah, even with the grappling thing, yeah. That is our main problem.
Well, I think we're offering up the horse to the Deinosuchus.
Yeah, well, I mean, it has most of my equipment.
How deep is the river?
It's not necessarily the depth of the river that matters. It is the six giant crocodiles that are waiting in the water.
So let's ask our new friend.
What are you asking me?
Well, you said you could do a lot of unorthodox things, yes?
Oh, I certainly can.
Would you? Have you ever shrunk a thing? I'm sure you've enlarged a thing.
I mean, actually, no. Shrinking and enlarging is not my particular area of expertise. However, if you find yourself unable to get certain things across, I might be able to help in that regard.
I appreciate that. I'm sure you've come up with a system.
Out of curiosity, is there any way? Could I think of any way that I might be able to distract them and get them to go downriver?
Enough food.
We did just get a whole bunch of free steaks.
Just thinking because I'm also trying to think of, because they are basically crocodiles.
Trying to think of how they're usually. We're not crossing yet, so flag has not been cast yet. We're just still discussing shit. Right. I can. Hold on. I mean, I can distract one of them, I think.
I mean, if you need a distraction, I don't mind creating one, or helping to create one. But I will warn you that that's about all I can do, and it will not last long.
Okay, so crocodiles themselves usually stay fairly still.
Right. I do have a question. Because when you're pulling weight, you can pull more than one if you're lifting.
Yes.
I think I know how I can do this.
Anyway.
Push, drag, lift, up 30 times your strength score.
Yep, that's why the grappling rules work as they do.
I can levitate the horse.
Could do.
I
Could do.
think.
I mean,
That would work. We could simply push them along.
does one of you have a bit of fleece?
Fleece?
Hold on. I
Yes,
can find it.
actually.
Goes to this guy's kit.
Oh, I was gonna say I got a tailor's kit too.
He takes the bit of fleece and, well, mount up and be ready to run. This is the only time I can do this. And
We
don't make me
appreciate
waste
it.
it.
So, am I casting levitate on the horse?
You don't have to, because
He's got a solution
what
too.
he plans to do will distract them. But you
Oh, okay.
you did ask him if he knows how to distract them, and he did say yes.
All right. Let's see what you can do, my friend.
All right. But again, this is the only time I can do this, and after that, I'll be pretty much tapped. So if one of you wants to be so kind as to offer me a ride across, I would greatly appreciate it.
So you can, I believe you can get on the horse or the axe beak. I'm getting on the cat because me and him had that conversation.
I'll get on the horse, he says, as he uncomfortably sits and stand sits among your gear. However, he takes the bit of fleece and violently strums the guitar, and as he does, you all watch as a large creature just flop down into the water about 120 feet south, and it is huge, and the thing that you can immediately smell and see is blood.
Oh, jeez.
This creature has got its intestines spilling out, and it just flumps into the water.
He major imaged. I'm proud of him.
And you then watch as the 6 giant crocodiles turn and surge in that direction. However, the giant boulder that was in the river is not a boulder. It is an even larger Deinosuchus.
Crocodile.
As it stands up and is actually out of the water, but still got its legs in the water. And you actually watch as the level of the river goes down.
When it stands up. Oh, God.
And it goes charging after. Boom, 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 boom. And Rocky just now and whatcha?
Yeah.
You didn't know your draft horse could move that fast, Meredith.
Yeah, that is a new feat.
And
So
you see-
Swift Hooves is now the name of the.
And you see Rocky standing on the back of it going, and he's strumming. She'll be riding 6 white horses when she comes. She'll be riding 6 white horses when she comes. And then of course he changes as the horse keeps going because he doesn't know how to stop it. As the horse keeps going, he changes into the...
Yeah.
And he just shouts back, I don't know how to stop this thing!
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to push myself and fly to catch up and grab the reins to give a good tug.
Can you fly as fast as a draft horse runs?
I mean, technically his axe beak can move as fast as draft horse, so
Yeah.
he can get close and then try to jump, fly, and grab reins, which you can do. You're a rogue enough.
Like I was just gonna go strum a chord and the horse just starts running in the air with a levitate with no momentum at all.
But you watch as Rocky, oh, and he just hops down. There's a reason I don't like horses. I'll stick to donkeys, thanks.
Selfie's a lot easier to ride as I pat the axe beak.
And he looks back.
Too fewer legs, yes.
He looks back at his handiwork and kind of, well, now, I didn't know there was that big old feller.
That was a
I
menace to
think
nature.
that was the point.
Yeah.
Ambushes work a lot better if they don't see you.
You
Well, we
ain't
did
wrong.
see him. We did see him. We just not realized he was what he was.
There's that.
I mean, you're one of the musical types. Hiding in plain sight is something you've learned really well.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I wave my hand and there's like the goggles with the mustache, the fake nose. No idea what you're talking about.
You suddenly look like Nigel Thornberry, and you look around smashing.
Smashing.
Lots of in jokes there.
But, let's not dally here, because when they find out that's not a real thing, they gonna be right.
They coming back. Oh, they coming back.
And he
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
and he continues to lead you on, along the road. And as he does, he drops back into the Wanderer and begins to sing, to hum and whistle his daddy's song.
I was very tempted to, when we were just running out, like pull out the lyre and going.
That would have been great too.
I thought more the Benny Hill theme, because whatever reason in my mind, I just pictured one of them ignoring the big meal to chase the group that just ran past.
Like if that did happen, I was gonna try and do something. I was going like phantasmal image of like something.
As you guys move along, however, Rocky smiles as he continues to play, and he then smiles. Say, you guys said you were exploring types, right?
I believe that's correct. Yes.
Well, if one of you
That's
has...
a word for it.
If one of you has the kit, because I don't, all I got is this, and he shakes his guitar. If one of you has the kit and can give me some time when we arrive at the logging camp, then I would be happy to create a map for y'all of this fantastic shithole.
Everyone looks to the Minotaur.
One of our party members that has the calligraphy kit.
Yeah,
right, or the cartography or whatever it is.
Yeah, cartographer. Because I have the navigator's tools.
It's either the snake or the cow.
I think it's the cow. I think he has cartographer's tools.
Or of course you had navigator's tools, right?
Yeah.
Otara?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I also have an ever-directional compass that you all constantly see me looking at and nodding when we're going in the right direction. And every time you turned off, I kind of shake my head.
By the way, I love the fact that we had that compass and we still got lost.
Yep.
That's because we chose to follow the cow. I could have said something.
I was going to say, yeah.
You
followed the cow and the owl said not a damn thing. But yes.
Because, like, yeah, he's the expert. Let's follow him. Well, that was a bad idea.
I enjoy watching people fail under their own issues.
Though there is one thing I'd like to do here.
Yeah.
You said you wanted to have a conversation with the cat, mate?
Later.
Oh,
Later.
as you guys were flying over.
Yes, I did. But it's later. When it's on one-on-one.
So the cat would have to carry you over?
Yeah.
And at one moment, one of their paws slid above the river.
Mm-hmm.
And the cat just, you feel like the bite on the back of your collar.
Yes.
It lifting you up. And it was just a very thinly veiled. I could have dropped you here. And then just, it's just a very thinly veiled hey.
It carried you in its mouth like a kitten. It didn't even let you ride it. That's funny.
Yep. Well, that's the only way I could carry him over, because with the saddle. It's what the draft sword's for. So yeah, anyway, later then.
Later.
As you all continue, and as you all reach another bridge, this one entirely constructed of wood. It also looks like it has seen far better days, if you're going to be honest. It definitely looks like it has been in better repair. However, it is spanning over another massive body of water. Yet this body of water, it looks unnaturally formed. And the outside of the lake is like ragged and rocky and jagged in places. Definitely not the what's the word I'm looking for? Definitely not the smoothness that a natural formed lake would have. But again, Rocky doesn't seem to say anything. He just continues to pluck along. Though, if he is asked a question, he will happily answer. Of that you know.
Yeah.
Oh, the water here, She kind of points at it, rolling her fingers. Strange, yes?
Oh, right, I forget you're not native. This is... Ooh, how do I put this? This is where all hell came down. This is one of many locations where all hell came down.
I'm afraid I don't understand.
This is one of the areas that were under war.
Well, yes and no. It's where one of the meteors came down and blew apart a large portion of the population. Anytime you see a body of water...
War with space.
In one of the colonies?
Yeah, the last one. They were a kill everything kind of policy. And he kind of gestures, this is one of the accidents. In fact, anytime you see a body of water bigger than a river or a stream, it's from that. It took pretty much all of the court magicians to make that happen. But they succeeded. And from what I hear, several of them died in the attempt. But I wasn't here at the time.
Well,
the sky came down upon you?
Massive rocks from the sky.
Sky rocks, yes.
So... And she's like trying to calculate this because she's not quite understanding the vastness of the universe here.
In an alternate universe where another party was playing, the DM just got pissed and said, "Rocks fall, everybody dies. Fuck it."
Rocks fall so hard they hit multiple dimensions.
He actually minor illusions a meteor shower, and then he minor illusions the meteors falling down and crashing into the land, and then the land becoming barren and destroyed.
How many people panic seeing that?
I would say in character, Meredith finds it fascinating.
Same.
Because I wonder how the Fae would actually approach this in your setting.
The Fae have nothing like this because the destruction in nature would be unexcusable.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if a Fae tried to do this level of destruction, all of the courts
So
would be
how they
against
react to it happening anyway, because, I can't imagine this is the only place this has ever happened.
Such a thing has never happened in the Feywild, mostly because magic of that scale is impossible not to notice, and the greater Fey would definitely have taken an objection and done something. And there is a fairy of space. You do know that she exists, and she exists solely to govern and patrol and keep celestial bodies from fucking around. Her name is Mira. She is the daughter of Melodia and the Darkest Fairy. She is a member of the Unseelie Court, and Fiora has yet made her one of her personal bodyguards.
I'm sorry, she's the darkest fairy?
She's the daughter of the Darkest Fairy.
Daughter.
Okay. So... It seems that I have much to speak with her about as soon as I come back. Miss Mira needs to get into this for us.
Darling, I don't know a lot about Fae politics, but I do think you need to put in a reservation.
Yes, several centuries, usually.
He actually
But
kind of looks at you.
I won't be around by the time this gets figured out.
He kind of looks at you. I don't know much about the fairy folk. To be honest, they haven't been here in a long time. In fact, Ness doesn't have any stories of the Fae folk or the Fine folk from ever. In fact, since Nest's inception, it's been very much a land on its own, and it's tried to keep itself to itself. And aside from bringing in slaves, which it needed to do for obvious reasons, I mean, aside from that, they don't let nobody in. So I imagine the Fae folk don't get too far here either.
Well,
you guys are the first outsiders in the last 300 years.
Oh, well, this is going to be fun. We are a bit of a flashy group, at least.
I mean,
Speak for yourself as I flick up my hood.
I mean, I'm not denying some of you are definitely a little larger than life, but, yeah, no,
Pulls up what casts fairy fire on the owl. Everyone's gonna notice you. Fuck off.
But, I mean, if you can bring the fairy folk in, definitely do so. I imagine they would have some objections to what's going on around here, but in all honesty, I wouldn't know.
Well, I wouldn't either. The only one would be him. It would be Meredith here.
He actually, looks at Meredith. I don't... Okay. And just kind of shuts up.
Yeah, there's a moment of just silence from Meredith. She kind of is contemplating what to say to that.
Oh, he's more of contemplating on the... I didn't know... I was pretty sure that this is a woman. Whoops.
But that's the thing, she's equally...
Yeah, no. Rocky has no clue.
I believe the old cat has taught me to be... Well, sort of female. I mean... She's really confused by that question, honestly.
I mean, hey, look, I don't judge. Be whatever you want. I'm just, I just got confused, I guess. My apologies, now.
I would. Yeah, no, you're fine. Cat. And the cat kind of like tweaks up its ears, looking up. She's writing it. What gender am I? The cat rolls its eyes, and then
Yes.
you see them kind of shake her off, and one paw presses against her head. And the old cat says that I am kitten. That is my gender.
Makes about as much sense as anything.
I identify as a kitten, and fuck all y'all.
The old cat says that she's his kitten, and that's all he cares about.
I mean, fair.
Well, darling, we're gonna make you a fabulous kitten, then won't we?
Can I be a fabulous... The cat has already moved along. I guess not. But I would very much like that.
Later tonight. Before I talk to him. the tone goes gravelly.
As you say talk to him, wherever your path was, you see the cat raise one leg and like spray part of the bridge. And then just keep walking.
Yeah, that seems about right.
This cat gives 0 fucks.
It takes you the better part of...
Hour and a half, 2 hours? To get this fucking bridge?
Actually, to get to the end of this bridge, it takes you the better part of the day.
Jesus.
And as you get to the end of it, Rocky kind of looks... we're not stopping, so I suggest you gird your loins.
Always girded, darling.
Good to know, I guess. But no, we're not stopping. I can play a tune to keep you going, so we're definitely gonna continue on.
Oh, let us do so.
And he does indeed begin to play a tune, and you all feel rejuvenated. Like you haven't just spent a day traveling, and doing spells and having a time of your life. No, you all feel pretty good.
Yes, Deus Ex Traveler.
Oh no, it's a little spell of my own design. I call it the Wanderer's Feet.
Oh no, this is Whitehill speaking. Yes, Deus Ex Traveler.
But I call it Traveler's Feet. After all, it makes it so that you can travel a lot farther than you would be able to travel any other time.
Oh. And he's playing a tune while he's casting it, right?
Oh, yeah.
Mind teaching me the tune?
I mean, I could teach you the tune. Certainly. And he actually changes the pitch and the tempo of his song, The Wanderer. And it actually grows in speed and gets faster.
Okay.
And that is the spell that he is weaving.
Alright. Paying attention to everything he says and does while doing it.
Roll a... What do I want you to do here?
I'm a guy myself.
I want two things from you. I want a loot roll, querying your charisma.
Okay.
And I want a intelligence or wisdom check. Your choice.
Alright, got myself for both, by the way.
I will say you can guide yourself on one.
Probably, okay, then probably on second one. Let's do this first. I turned it off, but okay. 11. Shit. And intelligence or wisdom check?
Yep, your choice.
I turned it up. What the fuck? Okay.
And I'll actually give you advantage on this check because you've been hearing this song all day.
For the loot or the intelligence?
The intelligence or wisdom check, your choice. I'll give you advantage on that check because you have heard this song literally all day.
20, and yeah, I turned it on, and it didn't roll. 21.
Roll 20 says, no! You get nothing! You get nothing and like it!
Alright, hold on, I'm just gonna roll again to see if it gets the guidance, because this is fucking me up. What the hell? Okay, it's working now.
They worked with the loot.
So.
Yeah, but it's 11 on the loot and 21 on intelligence.
So, you haven't... You know the song. You can replicate the song. That won't be hard. It's the playing it on the lute that's really hard. Because the guitar and the lute are not the same. They're not remotely the same. A different number of strings, different sounds. They're similar, but not the same. If you had a guitar, though honestly you don't know how he made this device, you know of it, but you don't know how it's made. You also don't know where you would pick one up, but you know you would like one.
Yes.
But ultimately speaking, if you were to pick up a guitar and have it, you would be able to play this song. And so I will say that you have access to the spell Wanderer's Feet. And the material component for you is a guitar.
Alright. What level is it, by the way?
It's a level 1. No, it's a level 2 spell. Excuse me.
Alright, we'll hash out the details later.
Oh, I can tell you the details right now. It's not that complicated. As a level 2 spell, it allows you to ignore exhaustion from traveling for up to 24 hours. However, the spell is concentration, and you must keep playing for the duration you want to ignore exhaustion. When you stop playing, you must roll a Constitution saving throw, DC equal to your spellcasting, to your spell save DC, to resist exhaustion.
And I'm assuming you said enchantment?
Yes, this is enchantment.
Casting time.
Casting time is technically an action. Duration can be up to 24 hours of concentration.
Or it's just material components and somatic, technically, yeah.
Verbal, somatic, and material. Material component is a guitar. Worth at least 50 gold pieces.
Concentration. Up to 20. And then the description. Say that again, please.
Wanderer's Feet allows you to ignore exhaustion from traveling for up to 24 hours. You must be concentrating on and playing the whole duration. When you stop playing or when the spell reaches its end, you must make a
allows you and creatures around you.
up to 5 creatures around you. Actually, no. Technically, it's equal to your charisma modifier. Excuse me. Creatures equal to you, and creatures equal up to your charisma modifier.
Allows you and up to your charisma modifier of creatures to ignore exhaustions when traveling.
For the duration of the spell.
You must play for duration.
Once the spell ends, or when you stop concentrating on it, everyone who was under the effects must roll a Constitution saving throw. It's your spell save DC. in order to resist exhaustion. On a fail, they gain 2 levels of exhaustion. On a success, they gain none.
Okay.
And then every spell level above level 2 allows you to target one more creature.
Oh, sorry.
And you can cast this spell as many times as you have spell slots for it. So theoretically speaking, if you want to burn all of your second level spell slots, you could go for days.
Yeah.
So long as all you're doing is walking. But it's a fun little flavorful spell I thought would be quite appropriate here.
As long as you're just wandering.
Rocky,
Yes.
where did you procure such an instrument?
Oh well, I got this one from my daddy. However, he got one of his first ones from out in the swamps. If you go to the swamps, it's called the what's it called? Swamp.
Louisiana.
No.
Sorry.
Oh right, the Scourged Swamps. That's right, the Scourged Swamps. You're looking for a place called Backwood.
Backwood. Right, I'll keep it in mind.
And if you go there, you're looking for a well, I don't know how else to say this. You're looking for a crocodile voodoo lady who calls herself Big Mama.
Got it. Thank you.
Although I think the locals call her like Madam Ruby or something or other. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, but can you only find these instruments there?
Well, that's the only place I found them.
All right, I'll ask around. Another place to see if they exist. But yeah, Backwood. Got it. Thank you.
And again, a crocodile witch called Big Mama, also known as Madam Ruby. Though
Very well.
she will ask you to call her Big Mama
Thank you.
if she likes you. Make sure she likes
Mama,
you.
sorry.
What's there not to like?
I don't know yet. I've only just met. And you guys do travel for another day. At the end of that day, he casts the spell again, and you travel for a third day. You've traveled 3 days in a row now. And finally, you arrive, and you see that the loggers' camp is a palisade-walled building with wooden structures inside of it, and you can hear the of a massive saw working away. However, the thing that you see more of than anything are lots and lots of sentient animals. The vast majority, 90 percentile majority, being beavers and woodchucks.
Of course.
Beavers and woodchucks. And you actually notice that the beavers use their teeth and no tools at all in order to process the wood.
Let me interrupt. Let me just get this straight. They're not humanoid beavers. Just straight up beavers.
I mean, they're beavers that walk on 2 legs and talk and use tools.
Okay, but it's not like a person's body with beaver features.
No.
They're just straight up beavers.
Straight up beavers.
I mean, I was going to look up an image of beaver person, and I'm kind of realizing that was a bad decision. So,
Yeah. That's why I
I
asked
just
first.
want to think about what kind of furry shit's gonna pop up with that search.
Yeah, I did not. Let's try
Straight up,
this again.
just straight up people. All right, people, we found Narnia.
Yeah, anthropomorphic is the word I should have used. Anthropomorphic does fine. The other did not.
But as you
Alright.
as you arrive, Rocky actually looks at you. You're looking for the foreman. His name is Mr. Beaver, and he's in that biggest building right over there.
All right. Do we have to make a con save now?
Yes, actually you do. And all three of you, please make me a Constitution saving throw.
I mean,
Da-da-da-da.
maybe the animals as well. The ones that were no.
Actually, no,
Oh, okay.
because
The
they
animals are
fall
safe.
asleep. The only animal who does not is the cat, and the cat has to make a save.
Cat shouldn't have to make a save.
Oh, right, your cat's ethereal. It's not actual. I forget that.
Yeah, it's such a weird situation because it's technically a beast.
It's ethereal. It's not actual.
Yeah,
That's just
But
how
no-
I'm going
no-
to
no
explain
rest.
that.
yeah. No need to rest.
So the only one who succeeds is Meredith.
Yeah.
May and Altera, you are both incredibly exhausted, as you have not realized how far you've traveled.
It feels weird for me.
Yeah.
It just feels weird.
Exactly. You're not used to that.
Like I'm not. I don't want to sit down. I'm just like, huh. Okay.
You get used to it.
It's like that nausea you get from like overeating, and I'm like, oh, fuck.
I mean, you all look mighty tired. Do you want me to take you over to the log cabin?
Oh, yes. Yes, take these fine folk to the cabin. I will continue onward for us.
I don't think that wise, he says just
Yeah,
straight up.
Thank you, Meredith. You're wonderful, but formal occasions are not your forte, darling.
Oh, fine. Without the cat, I can talk to anybody. Yes, cat, you may not come on this one.
Like, I don't
Still,
have
darling.
the ability to stop you, but like, I still say this is a bad idea.
Right, darling, I do believe that it'd be best if we all were there.
Right, alright. I will concede. But while you're sleeping, I need to be doing something else.
We can play cards. I'm not gonna sleep.
That
mean-
sounds fine. Yes, cards.
And it'll give me a chance to create that map for you.
Fair.
And,
Right, so please show us the way.
Indeed. And he leads you over to a place called the log cabin. And you realize the logging camp is actually called the log post.
Continue.
Yeah, I'm enjoying the fuck out of this. And he walks in, and you see standing behind the counter is a badger. And yes, just a badger. Just straight badger. However,
Straight badger.
he has a little vest on, like a little brown leather vest. This picture does not show him with a brown leather vest.
No, I do got. It's American or British badger.
It's a British badger.
Okay.
Mr. Badger. Oh wait, did that not appear for everybody?
It appeared for me.
Okay.
No, it did. I was just not on the roll 20.
Yep. No, Mr. Badger.
Damn it, White, you failed us all.
And he looks up. Rocky, is that you? Well, who else would it be? You know many other roosters that come through the log post? I think not. Well, you've got me there. But it's so good to see you, old chap. And he walks around and lifts up his little tiny paws, and Rocky shakes them. It's good to meet you too.
Would you like a sport of tea, mate?
And he smiles. So, Ray, where's Risky? Ah, well, you know Risky.
Profoundly British.
Ah, well, you know Risky. He's always out doing the risky business. I knew I liked you. Anyway, these are some out-of-towners. Well, out-of-islanders, I guess. But, they're from that sovereignty place.
Out-of-continenters.
He kind of looks at you all and squints. Oh, is that so? Look, they're good folk. I traveled with them for the better part of 4 days, and, you know, they ain't so bad. A little crude and a little kooky, but ain't bad. And besides, one of them's actually from here.
You see the wing pop up instead of the arm.
I don't much care for owls, but I can't turn you away. So.
Oh yeah, this is doesn't the fucking bachelor in the movie have something against owls?
So, welcome to the log cabin. It's where out-of-towners can get a rest and rest a spell. Normally, I'd say it's also where you can rest before you go through the tunnels, but they collapsed in the last culling and haven't been repaired yet. Though Gopher is hard at work on that.
Oh,
thank
you for having us.
Gopher. Gopher is working very hard on cleaning the tunnels out.
All right. Thank you.
Right. And, I'm assuming you're covering their rooms, Rocky? Well, you know me. Just a helpful hand. Right.
That's very kind of you, Rocky. Thank you. Thank you for everything thus far.
Oh, yeah. That ain't no thing. I'm used to traveling around, and besides, it's nice to be able to perform for an audience.
Darling, if we ever get you out of here, you have to play in one of the biggest amphitheaters back in the Sovereignty.
Well, I'd certainly like to, stretch my wings, but I can't do much of the flying. But I can glide a fair bit. Right, these people look dreadful, right? So let's get them some sleep, and then Mrs. Beaver, I'm sure, will happily bring them tea and fish. Oh, she's still kicking around? Well, Well, that's good to hear. Last I heard, she was doing right poorly. Almost cracked up, you might say. Well, she recovered just fine a couple of weeks back, and she's been on her feet ever since, and been a right bother to Mr. Beaver. Well, that is risky. He's always getting into trouble. Oh, well, come along then. And he leads you up a set of stairs that are not designed for your size footprint or your size footsteps.
It's designed for the
pretty much
small feet.
You actually watch as Tyrador is like front stepping his hooves and like tip hoofing up the stairs because that's all that can fit on the step.
I think the only two that actually fit are we have the Fae and the Owl.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Zoralyn does slither up the stairs with no apparent issues.
she doesn't care if the shoe fits.
Yep. But Mr. Badger, by the way, they call me Raymond Badger II. It is good to meet you. I am the Assistant Log Chief of the Log Post, and I welcome you quite heartily. Now, there are a few rules. The slave rules of death do apply here. Anyone who is logging is either a slave or a freeman. You can tell by the markings. Do not interfere with the slaver's work, But you can speak to freemen who are on the clock as you wish, though that does come out of their pay as breaks. Though if you wish to go to the tap house, or rather they call it the wooden spigot, you wish to go to the wooden spigot and talk to people who are off the clock, you may certainly do so. Also, do not destroy the rooms. It is rude.
Well, this is proper etiquette, isn't it?
You'd be surprised.
Seems fair.
There are many a woodpecker in nest who would love to put holes in everything.
Fair enough. Well, I will just be hanging about. I actually do not require sleep.
Well, the wooden spigot is a good place to be, or you could be down in the common area. There's card tables and chairs, though... He kind of looks you up. Well, we got chairs to accommodate some of the bird folk, and you're not much bigger than some of them.
Thank you, darling. I'll be downstairs then.
Oh. He looks to you, Auria. And, come this way. And he leads you over to... a room and, like, opens the door. And inside is a nest. The walls look like they're made of twigs, because they are. Sticks, feathers, string, pretty much anything a bird would, like, put in its nest, or an owl would put in its nest, including straw and the like. And the bed is actually a smaller nest inside this room. And it has, like...
Nestception?
Yep. It has feathers in the bottom, as well as, like, puffs of cotton and other cloth.
Apparently you find a baby owl in there that you have to feed now.
Seeing the room, my feathers puff up, and there's a happy, like, cooing noise. And I'm going to hold out a hand with a amber gem in it, worth 100 gold pieces. Look at Mr. Beaver. I would appreciate
Badger.
if you can... Badger, yeah, sorry.
You racist fuck.
Yes, I am. I would appreciate if you could make sure any information that might be of useful knowledge to us can get to us quickly.
Well, I can tell you some information right now. If you're trying to get anywhere that's not back the way you came, you might as well call it quits.
Unfortunately, we're being paid to find new areas. It's okay. I can get away if they all fall.
Well, that's fair. But the beastie you're looking for is, near enough the mouth of the cave, the mouth of the tunnels, that you can't get to it without passing through the beastie. And the beastie itself is big. One of the biggest beasties ever. And I include the big old Dinosuchuses.
Thank you. I'll keep that in mind.
Alright. Mr. Beaver is going to ask you to get rid of it. I can tell you that right now. He's going to ask, and he definitely needs you.
Lovely. Well, at least I know what I'll be trying to kill.
Be careful. And with that, he takes the amber gem and looks at it. It's very pretty. And this'll gladly cover you and your chaps for your stay here. Don't you worry about that none.
And with that, I'm going to curl up in the nest.
He puts it in between his little paws and, like, waddles back down the stairs. Because that's what a badger would do, climbing up and down stairs is waddle.
Yeah, that's what a badger do. Yeah, you're right.
That's adorable.
The two who do not need to sleep, Rocky is actually downstairs, having been given the calligrapher's tools from Tyrdor, and is busy away making the map for you.
Yeah.
What are the two of you doing, aside from playing cards?
First of all, before playing cards, because I am tired, but I am attempting to make this individual fabulous.
Helping Meredith out with that. Let's see how she'd approach this. So, you guys are sitting and playing cards, right?
Before that,
Okay, before that.
I just have my disguise kit out, makeup shit, everything.
She's really excitable as you see her take off her hat and, like, sit there. Oh, so I get to be, like, one of those, well, I think they were French girls?
I knew that was the joke you were gonna make.
Make me one of your French girls.
Paint me like one of your French
Yes, exactly.
Like one of your French whores.
Alright, it cracks fingers. Did a little bit of puffs of magic come out. Also, I have I have like 5 sets of costume clothes, so I just go through them. And there's this, how do I say it? Battle Maiden Hussar type of getup.
Got it.
That I like to rip parts of it to add to her outfit to make her look like more regal while on the saddle. Yes, it includes the clack clack wings.
Well, so the way I'm role-playing it is that her wings are actually... Those are actually her wings for the picture.
Yep.
Because Meredith cannot fly, but she does indeed have her wings.
Oh, okay, she does.
She has weirdly cursed wings.
Alright, so I look at that. Okay, there's no need, but I do put the wings on the saddle, so she has 2 sets.
The cat is not amused.
Just accept it, darling.
The cat's like, how do I roll over now?
Take them off first. But I take them off because it's not battle time.
Reach.
Yeah, I take them off just to make sure he's comfortable. And I'm going to just, for the fuck of it, roll this guy's kit with guidance. I do have disadvantage, but do I use charisma?
Yeah, for this one you'd use charisma.
18!
Hey, there you go.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely made this bitch look fabulous.
And I just put away my things, and I just go, darling, look at yourself.
Yeah, she's actually really excited about it. Oh, look, I look like one of those heroes. And you just see him stare, he kind of sits up. And he just stares at her for a moment before giving you one nod of approval.
Nod.
And I just return it. And I just
we are going to save the world now.
I just give the cat the look of you're next.
Yeah. Please, cat, tell me we will save everybody here and we will make money and we'll charge once more for the lands. And look, she's just chittering away. And the cat just kind of curls his paws around her after she's been chittering for too long and just pushes her down and starts licking her, ruining all your hard work.
God.
But attempting to bathe her as she objects, but playfully.
Yeah, definite objections, but there's no heat to them.
Well, at least the outfit is fabulous.
That it is.
Was.
I mean, cat saliva doesn't unfabulous it. It just makes it sticky in places.
Yeah. I pull out my deck of cards, and we start playing.
Yep. I do
weirdly,
not have proficiency in cards.
I weirdly win most of them. They're marked cards, so I know every one of them.
Yeah. And she's not good at cards anyway.
Um,
How do you win? You're cheating. You must be cheating. She says this good-naturedly, though.
It took you 15 games to notice?
Yes! Because the first 14, I clearly should have won.
And I just go, darling.
I
pick up all the
love
cards.
that the first 14 I clearly should have won, and it still took you 15 to accuse him. I love that. Both of you take a point of inspiration for that.
Alright, Adam. So, we drink now? Yes?
You shall, yes.
Well, there's a tap house in... But I'm sure they have something here, right?
Yes, and I wish to be a little bit more rested before I go there.
Alright. Well, the cat says that as long as I get him a pint, I may go drinking.
But yes, you can go drinking all you want. I cannot partake.
Well, have you tried not being... She just waves her hand at all of you. Well, I understand
You just
something
need to
about...
stop being all this. You just pointed to all of me. Exactly. Stop being you.
Exactly, stop being you, Hiccup.
Holy fuck.
Well, you know...
Harry Potter, the boy who lived, come to die.
A Vado Cadoodle Noodle. A Voodoo Cadoodle Noodle.
Oh, have you not seen the Hiccup ones? It is a vodka plasma blast.
No.
That's awesome.
Well, Meredith, I heard tales of things that could turn you into other things. But if it goes badly,
Oh,
I'm gone.
I understand. And she looks up at her ruined wings and just gives a nod. I understand. Still, if I find a mason good enough to fix you, we will put you back together. Keep all that light in one place, yes?
Well, it'd be more of a mage. Masons aren't going to cut it.
So a mason? Sure. We will make it happen. It'll be wonderful.
That's what we call
Really building up
That's
all
what
the
we call.
jokes.
That's what we call transmuters in this universe. Masons.
All right, I'm okay with that.
So,
is
yes.
now 100%
Because how did
legitimate.
you... Besides, if you've gotten broken, we can unbreak. See? Simple. We will fix.
Well,
She just says enthusiastically, and just a bright little smile.
well, to be fair, as I just like roll up my sleeves and just with a bit of a tip of a dagger, just like poke a hole in my arm, and it cracks, and you see the light spilling out and a bit of ether. And after a couple of minutes, the crack reseals itself. The only ones that keep themselves constant are the ones that are needed to be there, so there's not an overflow inside the body and make it go kaboom.
Oh, so it's like... She's trying to find a way to word this. So, put too much water, and then break and burst.
Too much magic in me makes me go badly. Yes. That's why the cracks exist in my body. At least that's why I imagine they're there. I have no fucking idea. But
So-
once I feel more magic in my body, I feel volatile.
I see. So, too much magic bad, too little magic bad. So you need constant.
Yes, exactly. But throughout the years, magic will go away naturally. And you see the eyes, they're always open. I black out for a second. as I look within myself. What Brent? How long do you say I have left? I've been alive for 1.5 years, by the way. So this is a very rough estimate.
Go ahead and roll me a Arcana check.
Seven.
Your best guess gives you 4 more years. At the low end, at the high end, maybe you get 20. Maybe.
Yeah. And as I get older, this estimate will be more precise.
Indeed. Not only as you get older, but also as shit starts happening and as you become more attuned to yourself.
Yep. 4 to 10 years if I'm lucky. 20 if I'm really lucky.
You are a very short-lived person, says Mr. Badger, who has been working down here the whole time and finally has chipped in.
Well, I am made of magic. It disperses.
So we find constant source, and we keep you dipped in it. Makes sense. Easy.
Just hook me up on that magic IV, baby.
Yeah, that's exactly her plan. That's her analogy, or her understanding of the situation, at least as far as it's explained. Simple. We will find. In fact, there is great many Fae that don't need their constant source of magic. And they don't need their wings either.
We just went from, yeah, let's try and keep my friend alive, to let's fucking murder a fairy and keep my friend alive.
Oh,
and get
they
myself
don't need
wings
their
in the process. And get myself wings in the process.
I would love to maybe put a Titania or an Oberon in their place.
I just love the thought of turning a Fae into a battery.
For an Aetherborn.
It's not like that was not a subplot in an earlier game I participated in.
That's fair. That did happen.
Yeah, I was
Wait,
like,
it
that's...
did?
Yeah. Certain
Come
fairies
on.
and bottles.
You forgot Allison's entire existence, didn't you?
It's been a while.
Well, not just Allison, just what I did a little bit on, whatchamacallit, the other character.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just that even. Putting fairies in bottles and
Yeah.
magical sources. Yeah, this is...
Yeah, like it was like a couple of years ago? Months? Don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway.
But in character, I think she would have an understanding of that concept.
Yeah.
Being Fae herself. Despite ruined version of it. See, so we find this, then we go back to... And then we go back to exploring. Or we look around for other Fae here. Because there isn't apparently stories of them, but we will make the thing happen.
Yes, Meredith, you know me. I'm down for pretty much everything. So fuck it.
Then we have plan.
The very rough outlines of a plan, but yes.
No, it's the perfect plan then. Whenever anything goes wrong, you say, according to plan.
And now I pull my not marked Defka cards and let
And let her try.
and let her try.
Fair
Yeah. So, Meredith is trying her best, but skill-wise, I think you two are on different levels.
Yeah, maybe, but I'm also exhausted and I'm not used to it, so I'm pretty paying attention more to that than the cards.
You might let her win once or twice.
No, I say I let you win twice, and you win legitimately once.
There you go.
Sir! See, Cat, I can learn new trick. You need to learn new trick. Or you just hear from outside. Just an annoyed meow. Okay, Cat, you don't have to.
You just hear fucking the cat. I'm too old for this shit.
Basically. She
yeah,
is indeed a kitten compared to him.
yeah, just spend the night writing, playing to myself a bit. But, yeah,
Yep.
take my long rest.
Eventually she'll tire out, though.
Yeah, eventually you'll go to sleep.
Yep.
Yeah. She's got to get the cat a pint, so she'll definitely do that before going to bed.
As you make your way to the anyway, as you head over to the tap house, you find it is full of chipmunks, beavers, woodchucks, pretty much anything you could think of as in terms of wood living creatures. It's there.
How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
A fair bit of it, actually. But as you arrive, there is also one creature that stands out to you. It is a satyr with a big, long, bright blue scarf. And on that scarf is a red cross at both ends of it. And he actually has like a little doctor's bag, and he's like giving a chipmunk who has a broken arm like a physical, and is like, you know, rewrapping and checking it. And you can hear him speak in a language that you do not know. You do know that satyrs are fairy folk, and they do technically come from the Feywild at some point in their history. Though you do know that once they emerged into the sovereignty, satyrs joined the beastmen, as they are considered lower Fey. And definitely treated like crap by some of the higher Fey. Eladrin more specifically. And you often used as servants and whipping posts and boys and girls, and yeah, it's not pleasant to be a satyr in Fairyland. So when they got out, they immediately joined the Beastmen and were happy to have the big, strong monsters protecting them.
Yeah, makes sense.
But he gets to his hooves and then turns and sees you. And he looks a little nervous.
Because Faye, yeah.
Yeah. Don't worry, I do not raid without coin. And she doesn't do anything to diminish this moment. She is a little evil in there. There's a little bit of that Fae superiority complex that comes out.
He's clearly not convinced as he stares at you like you're about to pounce on him.
No, and she will do no such thing.
Did you bring the cat inside with you?
No, but the cat is wanting to come inside because it's a cat. You just see one giant paw trying to get in because it's a cat.
You start scratching the door.
He's trying to get inside.
Well, welcome to the log post, and welcome to the tap house. I'm Dr. Thumbness.
Yeah.
This whole part of it's just Narnia.
Well, one other reference in there.
There's a couple other references in here.
Yeah. Thank you. I merely need a drink or two. And a lot for the cat.
I'm not the one to talk to. I'm not the one to talk to for that. And he gestures to the bar. And standing behind the bar, or rather jumping onto the bar,
is it a bunny?
Is a Mason. Heads or tails?
Tails.
is a spider person.
Oh, wow.
Arachne.
He has a gold tooth and a scraggly-looking hat and vest, and he is picking up a ale and goes, "What'll it be, Toots?"
I'm just saying that Admiral Trench did not take retirement well.
I will have a few drinks, but how do I, She sits at the bar for a second, and she doesn't really understand, okay, for one, how does coinage work? Because we're now in S.
Oh yeah.
He kind of, do you ask him?
Yes. That she literally just says, how does payment work?
Well, do you have coin is the first question I'd ask.
No, but tobacco?
Let me see it.
Yeah, and she'll... So I have 6 coins worth of tobacco and liquor, which I actually picked up as a trade item.
As he takes the tobacco, he kind of looks it over, smells it.
That's some good shit.
Let's say it's good for 5 rounds for a plug. And he, like, holds up what's in his hand. Which is
so how much would you...
a spidery tendril. It's basically half a coin's worth.
Half a coin? Got it. I'll just mark it as half a coin. So 5 1/2? Got it. That sounds like a fair trade. The cat will be quite drunk.
Excellent. By the way, allow me to introduce myself. I am T.R. Chula. It is a pleasure to meet you.
Sorry, T.R. Tula?
Chula.
Oh, T.R. Tula. Like a,
Tarantula.
like... Exactly, she's not going there, she's just like a, That's a... Is that a family name?
Chula? Oh, yeah.
How many Turas were there?
Oh, there's lots of Chulas. But I'm the only T.R. Chula. Pleasure to meet you.
It's a... She's trying to, like, keep it together. It's
By
a
the
pleasure
way,
to meet you, too.
you still look fabulous.
Oh, yeah. Other than the little bit of wet spots.
Yeah, other than a little bit of wet spots, your outfit is on fucking point.
She is indeed fabulous. And she feels fabulous, that's the thing. She's confident enough to go up and talk to people. Well, TR, thank you very, very much for the drinks. 8 arms must be useful for your line of work. She's trying to make small talk, but my charisma is 10.
You certainly would think that, and I'd certainly agree with you, but unfortunately some of these, well, legs need to stay legs, otherwise I'll fall right over. He says as he begins to stroke some very long,
Mandibles.
No, not mandibles. It's hair that he has over his mandibles. It would almost be a mustache on a more humanoid face.
I'm just gonna say, Brent, this must be hard for you.
I mean, yes and no. He's cartoon enough to make it easy.
And also,
although, not
I
gonna
love...
lie, as a kid, I had nightmares about this fucking guy coming to get me.
Yeah.
Cause this guy was creepy as shit. Still
I love the fact that some of these legs may have to stay legs, and the fact that I have no fucking opposable thumbs.
I mean, he has to stand up.
Well, that makes sense. Yes, yeah, that makes. She doesn't know what to say as she kind of goes into her drink.
He then, you hear a crash as you see a pair of chipmunks gang up on a woodchuck, and he just, oi! And he spits a massive web that entangles all 3 and, pins them down to the ground. There's no fighting in the tap house, y'all know that. He then clambers down, grabs like the web, and pulls, and it like forms a rope that he uses to drag the three of them out and throws them out, still tangled in the web, with a pair of chairs and a bunch of bottles, and just throws them out.
No, Cat. I know it's packaged food, but no.
The cat's head is in.
Quick fun bit of irony. Jinx is playing Animal Crossing behind me. As we're talking Mr. TR Tula here, she's got bit by a tarantula in the game.
By the way, like about half an hour into this, because I can do whatever I want to do with my long rest anywhere. That is safe. I go into the tap house and just start playing like a general, like tune that is ambient.
You arrive about the time Chula throws these guys out and just get.
I just look at the cat. Don't.
You just see it like bat and kind of bat it around because it's like a little ball. Just kind of pushing it around a little bit before.
As he lands,
if you
blows
make sure
on
no
it,
one sees you.
It's actually like hard for him to pull his paw away.
You just see him like kind of get annoyed with it, but then kind of like get his paw free.
And I just look at the cat. If you do, make sure no one sees you.
He looks back, looks at you, looks back at them, decides it's not worth the trouble of all the stickiness. As you see Meredith coming out, still looking fabulous, with a large tray, like a large vet.
Hello. I'm just going to be playing inside. And you know, darling, you need to be more confident in yourself.
Oh, I'm plenty confident, but I'm only good at killing things. The cat has taught me well there.
Confident in social situations. Interact with people. They're not gonna bite. I just look inside to see if there's something that would bite.
Pretty much everything in the bar.
She points at TR to it.
Not the best example.
And the beavers, they have She points at her teeth.
I know, but they wouldn't
And
bite
chipmunks,
you. In the physical sense. And in the metaphorical sense. But yeah, you can do it, darling. And I, throw you a bit of inspiration.
I wouldn't bet on that. And you turn and see a very gruff-looking beaver. And he has an approachable face. As he walks up. I heard from me old friend Ray that we had visitors. Well, welcome.
Mr. Beaver, I presume?
That's Chief Beaver to you. Chief Risky Beaver at your service.
Take my hat, put it to my chest, not my head.
It's a pleasure, sir. She says as she puts the vat down and is dumping 4 of the drinks out in there as the cat is lapping at it.
Zorus Mayhem, you may call me Mai. This is Meredith.
Hi, Meredith.
Alright, pleasure to meet you. So.
And this is the old cat.
He just looks at it.
Looks at the beaver, goes back to licking the drink, like, really? Like, this guy's in charge?
And...
Excuse me.
One thing you notice about his tooth that is visible, or rather teeth that are visible, is they're made of steel.
Oh, okay.
And he just kind of nods. Huh. All right. Well, come on in. Let's talk over a pint. After all, gotta enjoy myself before the missus comes looking for me.
That's fair enough, and forgive me if I did not partake. Bit points to face.
Yeah, I figured you couldn't drink. And he walks in and sits down. So, what brings you to the log post? And Chula brings over a tray of like 5 different mugs, all of which have ale in them. And Beaver takes like 3 of them and then gestures to the other 2 for you, Meredith.
Oh, I'm sorry, one more time for that.
What brings you to the log post?
Oh, exploring, and we are part of the sovereignty, and they wanted us to look around and categorize and meet new people. Maybe for a union between our two types.
Ah, well, if it's good for the nest, it's good for us, he says, though you can easily tell with his disgusted face that he does not believe that or even endorse that sentiment, despite the fact that he will ape appeasement, clearly for the betterment of the people.
Yes, maybe good for a nest. Social interactions are rough,
Chief,
as we could tell from before.
Chief, darling, you can speak candidly with us.
He points. And in the corner, you see a snoring bird. It looks like a roadrunner, but it is wearing the nest's armor.
Oh, overseer?
He shakes his head. Snitch.
Oh.
And he points at the necklace that the guy's wearing as this dude is asleep. And he then taps the table, and you actually watch as a section of table flips, and you read on a parchment, the necklace he's wearing transmits any sound he hears back to certain individuals in Nest whose job it is to keep tabs on us. He then taps the table twice more, and the table flips again.
Fair enough. And I just look at him. Do you have a fucking explanation table?
He kind of smirks, and he taps the table 3 times again, and it flips back over, and the message has changed, and you're actually watching as it changes this time. And,
he has wood bending. Got it.
Yeah, wood bending. I like that though.
He actually smiles. It's technically called woodcraft. It's a type of magic.
So
native to us.
Tomato.
Native to us beavers. It's one of the rarities. It's one of the reasons why we make such good loggers. After all.
So if we can find almost anything on this table, it's a table of contents.
He tilts his head and then shakes it before he taps the table twice, and the table just flips back. Look, we beavers were a proud people, and we worship Beaver, the great builder. It was he who built the wildlands and many of the homes that the other gods inhabited. It was he who taught us the power of building and tools. He is the one who came up with the idea of home and hearth. He built the Music Mother's Temple of Music. He built the Great Wolf's Den. He built the dam that supported the first of his kind. He even built the tributaries that offer salmon and his children's sanctuary, not to mention all the nests that build up the nest. And when that fox goddess asked him to build a palace to her in the sky, who was it? It was Beaver what built it. And he pulls out a chain made of wood, and in this chain, on a pendant, is a beaver tail with a hammer inside of it.
I'm assuming that's the symbol of Beaver.
Indeed it is. It is the symbol of Beaver the Builder. And Beaver the Builder has been added to the list of deities in the Auria setting information under Deities of Auria.
I actually respect this builder. I mean, you make so many things. A palace?
I do have a question. Does Mr. Beaver have a mark on him?
Roll a perception or investigation check. Your choice.
Well, I'm not gonna do shit because I'm exhausted, but let's try it.
You actually
17.
don't see one.
Okay.
And he's not wearing clothes. Like, let me be very clear. He is a beaver. Just sitting there. The only thing that's different than him is he has a pair of steel chompers.
Yeah, steel teeth.
But you do not see a mark on him anywhere. And everywhere, anytime you've seen a mark on any other creature, it has been obvious. Furred or feathered, it is an obvious marking.
Okay. So he's one of, assuming he's one of the freemen, because he's a chief. Yeah. But how does the Roadrunner fucker look? Like, how's the armor?
The armor is plate mail. It is pristine. On the desk is a feathered helm. Very Han Dynasty feathered helm type of motif going on. Like that helmet from Mulan. That.
Okay. That has the sleek.
Yeah.
Red feather. Yeah.
Yep. He also is carrying a short sword, and leaning against the wall behind him is a halberd. But
he's just fucking dozed off.
Oh yeah, he's kicked his feet up on the table. There's like 7 or 8 tankards of what probably was ale. There's a bowl that used to probably contain birdseed or seeds or worms. You're not sure. And he's just asleep. However, the necklace he is wearing is a massive... It's an eye, but on either side are little nodules that maybe are ears. And the eyeball is looking around the room as he is asleep.
I take a little piece of paper and just put it on the table. And just write, is he the only one?
Mr. Beaver looks at it and then just shakes his head. And he taps the table 4 times.
Okay. Good to know. Not to mess with them, then?
He just nods. He then taps the table 3 times. The thing flips over, and it just reads, "If one of them dies, we all die." Let me be very clear. The people in charge do not see us as living things, even freemen, and have no qualms killing us all for any minor infraction. And then
she's the bird master race. Fucking hell.
It is. They have been the uncontested rulers of the Wildlands for centuries.
Oh, the more I listen to this fucking system, the more I want to viva la revolución.
It's almost like that was by design.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I mean, for a good aligned party, yeah, we're definitely being pushed.
Oh, I'm not good aligned. I'm chaotic neutral.
Yeah, like I said, mostly good.
See, I inherently guessed
chaotic neutral is
people in this situation, so I just kind of ended up putting myself as one of the winners in the land.
And truth be told, you are a winner. You don't have a marking. You are a free bird, and you are a citizen of Nest. The problem you have is you're fucking cracked. And I didn't even come up with that problem. That was your problem you came up with.
You just crazy.
Yes, and it's a problem that I absolutely adore because it makes everyone else look at me in a new light.
Here's the thing, though, and I will actually say this. I want both May and Meredith to roll a insight check.
Yeah.
Because this is something you would have noticed by now.
Oh yeah, disadvantage. There we go. I forgot. And let's turn off guidance because for this.
Well, I guess I rolled a 13.
9.
So while there is some animosity to Auria for being a birdfolk, basically being the face of the oppressors, there's no outright hatred, as she doesn't have a marking and she's never wearing a symbol of Nest. She's just a citizen. Like, Yeah, she's a bird person, so to hell with you.
She just, yeah.
But there's no outright animosity because she doesn't represent the power that is basically killing them.
Well, and from what we found in the setting, there's been plenty of birds that are a victim of the setting too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Any bird folk who choose to live here are hosed. Not to mention the fact that birds can be enslaved just like anyone else, as you saw.
Yeah, exactly. It just it doesn't seem. Yeah, it's like, yeah, you're sort of the face of the villain, but
once it's clear that you're not part of the villain's conspiracy, they tend to forgive you.
Yeah.
At least a fair portion does.
I mean,
This
you
is
can,
White Hills
you can
speaking.
find that endearing, or you can find that, pitiable. Your choice.
This is me talking now. I am slowly developing a French Revolution plan for this fucking country.
I mean, there is always a chance for all kinds of things. The only problem that you have is lack of support.
Oh
Yep.
yeah.
But, at any rate,
Again, revolutions don't happen without outside support most of the time.
indeed.
Yeah.
Look at all y'all.
Right? But Mr. Beaver kind of looks at you. But anyway, so what brings you to the log post aside from that? You planning to travel anywhere else, or you just categorizing the 4 towns that are on the Slave Isle? By the way,
Well-
that's the 4 rebuilt towns. I guess I should be very specific.
Well, exploring, solving problems, making friends.
Making new problems.
We also heard that you were having a problem with the beast.
Aye. Some spawn of Sobek, I bet.
You'd have to elaborate. Not from here, remember?
Oh, right. Sorry, I forget. Sobek, the Maw, the god of swamps, gluttony, and savagery. Sobek was the one who dug the rivers and created the holes that would form into the swamps on the mainland. The Scourged Swamps, as they're called. Anyway, his
That's where.
appetite
Sorry. That's where Rocky told me to go, right?
for guitar, yes.
Yeah.
Though his appetite was far bigger than his body, and let us be very clear, his body was not small. At any rate, as you've probably seen from the road and from the bridges, we've had a rise in Deinosuchus population, an explosion rather. We believe it's magical fallout from the last culling. And unfortunately, between when the culling created the In-Isle Sea, as we call it, or the Slave Sea, as we also call it, unfortunately, it also caused the Deinosuchus, or at least some of them in that body of water, to mutate and become massive. Unfortunately, that body of water also destroyed the road that leads to the tunnels that normally would take you straight to Ferry. Or it also interrupted the river that would take you to Ferry. And now the water crossing is no longer safe. Plesiosaurs galore and Deinosuchuses galore, not to mention the giant hippos.
Oh, you're talking about the hippopotamus.
Sure, we'll call them that. They're not like your sensible hippodons. Hippodons are actual pretty nice chaps, all things considered, but they don't usually come on the Isles. They prefer the mainland.
Oh, we know him as gifts. I'm starting this discussion in canon.
Anyway. But, Sobek is a right nasty piece of work, and I imagine that this monstrosity is a magically charged Deinosuchus. And unfortunately, it's blocked the road from here to the tunnels, and without us, Mr. Gopher can't get back. Unfortunately, we don't have the supplies nor the manpower to get rid of it, and all our pleas to the Nest and our higher authorities have gone unanswered.
Well,
Can't even travel the road back to Blackbird Village to round up the paladins there. Or at least, well, the two that I know of. Too many Deinosuchuses patrolling the rivers, making passage almost impossible.
Meredith raises her hand. Well, I'm good at killing things.
Oi, if you want to kill things, we'll happily pay you what we can.
It would help us in the long run.
Yes.
She says, looking at me for an excuse than for an actual.
Yes, you are quite right, Meredith. Establishing relations and, making friends. And also making money.
Seems perfectly legit within the contract.
Within our contract with the sovereignty. And it helps to not be seen as hostile within this strange land.
I should also mention this now, just for the sake of everyone's knowledge. When Altera wakes up, they're going to be spending all of their time trying to make the strongest poison they possibly can.
Alright.
So, Mr. Chief Beaver.
Just Mr. Beaver.
Now that you've become friends.
And speaking in terms of a reward, how much would you be able to pay?
Well,
for the dispatching of this creature?
Look, I'll be honest. We don't have much in the way of coin. We're not... Slave Isle relies on trade and the generosity of the nest in order to function. And he kind of gives a sideways glance at the Roadrunner and then looks back at you.
I did not speak about coin, just payment.
As for payment, we can offer some things. He pulls out a acorn made of gold. You have no idea where he's pulling this from.
It is marsupial sack, of course.
But he pulls out a acorn that is made of gold and is on a leather necklace. And he puts, this is called we call it the acorn charm. While you wear it, you can actually talk to plant creatures and interact with them, as if you shared a language. It's very useful for talking to the tree ants what live in these woods. Also, if you happen to know how to talk to plants, it will offer you a better road. Plants will see you as a friend.
All right.
Chula, you still have that thing? Yeah, but it's mine. Listen here, you ain't like a git. All right.
Listen here, you ain't like a git. Give that shit here.
Look here, when I want your damn opinion, all right, I said. And he pulls out a bag. This bag here is a little sticky, one might say.
Does it look like a Tanglefoot bag?
No, it looks like a regular backpack, but with spidery motif going on. And it even has like 8 eyes. They're like looking out at people.
So it's a little stick. Can you elaborate?
You put something in here and creatures aren't going to be able to take it off or get rid of it easily. And this bag will stick to you right good and proper, it will.
Alright. Would that be all that you're offering?
I have one more thing. It's not something I can use anyway, but there it is. That's what I was looking for. It is a web grip rucksack.
Okay.
From the beautiful Griffin Saddlebag. By the way, the second book is available for pre-order if you didn't get in on the Kickstarter. However, he walks over to the tavern wall and just... As he does, you watch as a panel turns, and you see an axe made of wood. And he reaches up, pulls it down off the wall, and brings it back over. This is the axe of our founder, the very first chief. It's been passed down from chief to chief for many generations. It's called Hugh. This axe is nasty against creatures of wood, plant, and the like.
Well.
Any of the previous owners might not have been a manatee, would they?
Aren't you asleep?
Yes, I am. This is entirely out of character question because I want the pun.
He kind of gestures to it. We're not sure what the creature who created it was, but if you were to wield it against a plant or an object made of wood, it is definitely going to fuck it right up.
Right, so...
You could chop down most trees with one swing with this thing, but any beaver worth his salt would never use an axe. I don't think the first foreman was a beaver.
Smart
I
assumption.
feel a little less bad about this as an item. Just out of character.
Huh?
Well...
Taking people's relics, hit or miss. But now it's like, he wasn't a beaver.
Well, an axe, a rucksack, and the acorn charm.
Not to mention, we could get you to the tunnel, or we could get, well, I still wouldn't recommend a boat, because you still have to deal with plesiosaurs and the hippos and all them things, and that's just not smart.
That's very fair.
But we could get you to the tunnels, no problem, and make sure you have enough supplies to get on your way right proper.
That seems more than worthy.
That seems like a fair deal. And of course, friends. We rub each other's back. We take care of a problem.
What's that, cat? The cat says he demands fish.
Well, me wife makes some good fish. Me wife would like to feed somebody. After all, I'm starving to death on her cooking.
Right. So, the items, the access to the tunnels, and a sizable fish meal for the cat. And I think you have a deal, Mr. Beaver.
Excellent. And he reaches out his tiny beaver hand.
I shake his tiny beaver hand, and as he does, there's like this, he feels a bit cold as as I minor illusion, like the sensation of it, like down his spine.
He just shakes
like,
and then nods. That was quite odd. And he wipes his hand on his chest.
Well, a deal made is a deal that needs not be broken.
Oi. Say, if you go in the ferry, you mind taking something there for me though?
What would that be?
He again reaches into somewhere and pulls out a slingshot and sets it on the table.
Who might we deliver this to?
Oh, young lad, young little mouse lad in fairy.
Fair enough. His name?
It's inscribed on the thing there.
All right. Meredith, would you like to carry this, or should I?
Think it would be safe with me.
Very well.
Do you look
As
at
immediately as you hand it over, you see that she wants to use it herself.
I did look at you. No problem with that. I did look at the name.
It is. I'm gonna type this.
Like, you want to use it, I have no problems with that.
Yeah.
5-0!
It's Fiffle.
Okay.
It's fickle.
And I just give you the look of, not now.
Aww.
Him and his family
Like,
were
really disappointed.
Like, not in front of the guy.
him and his family were finally freed by their former owner, so they're returning back to the mainland, trying to find their way back home.
Good.
They might have use of, brave adventuring folk who might see pity on people who need a way to go. And I can tell you this, the father plays a mean fiddle.
Well, I'll be the judge of that, sir.
Aye, but anyway, don't let me keep you any longer. Besides, gotta get back to me missus. Mrs. Beaver is always in a tiff when I'm late.
Well, I'll be here the entire night. So.
Alright.
He nods, stands up, and then shakes your hand. Offers to shake your hand, Meredith.
Oh, yes. And she'll put both of her hands around it. Thank you, and say hi to your missus.
He nods. Thank you very much, dearie. And with that, he kind of walks out, and as he does, his tail just thwack, 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 thwack.
Excuse me.
Letting people know.
And with that, I think that's a perfect place to end today's session.
Yeah, I think that's about right.
Especially considering next time we're going to be going after some giant croc.
Yup.
Yep.
And oh boy, it's gonna be fun because, again, like the fucking rooster, my kid is around misdirection.
But
yeah, we're gonna see where this goes.
I would like to thank everyone so very much for watching. Thank you for joining us in the operating theater this fine evening. And of course, I do this surgery alone, but my lovely nurses are my fantastic players. And so with the 3 we have, granted, we are short of a full operating staff, but we do our best here. So, in no particular
Someone
order...
flatlined for a bit, but it's okay.
But in no particular order, we have Mr. Masson, also known as Crowlot, playing Auria, our Owlin Scout.
The poisons I'm going to give to the crocodile are nothing more than a sedative that will make it sleep forever.
You don't have
The
to
most
heal it
powerful
if it's
sedative
dead.
only works once.
And then, of course, we have Mr. Whitehill playing Zoros Mayhem, our Aetherborn? Aetherborn?
Yes. Aetherborn, yes.
Our Aetherborn Spirit Bard.
Darlings, it was a pleasure. I'm not used to feeling tired. What the fuck is this?
And then, of course, last but certainly not least, we had Miss Calicat playing Meredith the Coward, as well as the Old Cat. Our Spirit Path Barbarian?
Oh god, let's say the full name for the audience just so we can
please.
have. I think it's Path of the Primal Spirit Guardian. What the hell?
Yeah,
that name needs a little work.
Yeah, I think it is actually Path of the Primal Spirit Guardian.
Yeah.
And
yeah, it's a little bit of a mouthful.
it is, but it does come to us from the Grim Hollow setting. Oh, no, it is just Path of the Primal Spirit. Oh, thank God.
Oh, it is just Primal Spirit. Okay,
Thank God.
okay, good. God, thank God it's not Guardian at the end.
No, Guardian is one of the 2 beasts you can summon.
Yeah.
But...
Got it.
Of course, we did miss Mr. Matt, who plays Tyrdor, our Minotaur Hunter. And of course, we missed out on Azorlin, played by Mr. Eric. Azorlin is our Naga Magician. And just so you know, folks, Music and Magician is...
Homebrew class.
Magician is a homebrew class that subclass for Wizard I came up with, operating under the idea of music. And while yes, music in and of themselves is not a wholly unique or original idea, as it has been played to death in many cultures, and also in several popular TV shows, and one popular card game. I have done my best to make it
I have to
wholly
rewatch
original.
that.
Oh, I make it a point to rewatch it at least once every 5 years. But I have done my best to make everything wholly unique and original. Of course, the art that I showed today came from the Hermit vendor for Mr. Rocky Adale. And, of course, Mr. Badger and Mr. Beaver are both snapshots from the Chronicles of Narnia movies. The Wanderer is not my own song, nor have I ever claimed it or thought it to be. I am not breaking copyright, as I am not sharing this for monetary gain, and not trying to profit off of this in any way, shape, or form. I am trying to have fun with friends. I have not broken copyright law. So, without further ado, though, this has been another fantastic operation in my theater, and I have been your lead physician, Dr. John Wolfenstein, and we shall see you next time when we